We have been reading of the story of how God called the Persian king Cyrus, who defeated the Babylonians, to set free the people of Israel from their long captivity. And he accomplishes their salvation and restoration through the most unlikely person, a pagan, a Gentile, but one who begins to show kindness to Israel. God can accomplish anything he desires in any way he chooses. It's a reminder to us to be open, as Pope Francis used to say, to the surprises of God in the course of life. He doesn't always respond in the way we think he should or desire, but he does. And so often we miss out on the presence of God at work in our lives. But the people have forgotten that call of God to build his temple. That was their charge when they returned to the promised land, to gather all of the best things they had and put them at the disposition of building the temple, the place where God would be honored and revered, the place where the people would be strengthened to be obedient to his word and law. That's what led to their captivity in the first place, their downfall, their lack of fidelity. And we heard the task began under the direction of Ezra yesterday, who recognized the lack of commitment, the infidelity of his people, and he fell to his knees and prayed. But still, they refused to do the task, and today we begin the book of the prophet Haggai, whom God is calling to remind the people that the task is not completed. They have forgotten their obligation to God. Is it time for you to dwell in your own paneled, luxurious houses while this house of God lies in ruin? It's a rather challenging word to hear, not only for the Israelites, but for all of us in every generation. Do we spend more time doing the things in life for us? And how much time do we spend doing the work of God? That's the challenge in the scriptures today. Do we recognize our call to build the house of the Lord, his kingdom? Maybe not a physical building, but the kingdom that brings the presence of the Lord into the lives of all around us. We do the work of God by doing the things of faith well. And we know what they are: our acts of generosity to others, our kindness, our ability to forgive those who hurt us. Do we get around to those things that need to be done if we have any hope of making our way to heaven? Or do we get caught up in the everyday things of life that pertain to ourselves in order to get ahead, to be comfortable? That's a challenging word today from the prophet Haggai. We hear in the gospel, of course, King Herod, who recognizes something is happening around him. He's greatly perplexed. He's wondering about the teaching of John, wondering who he is. And of course, he had him beheaded before he had a chance to explore more deeply the teachings that stirred his heart. But now Jesus appears. Who is he? Herod is again wondering, perplexed. Who is it about whom I hear such things? And he kept trying to see him. An interesting line at the end of the Gospel of Luke. He kept trying, but he didn't do what he needed to do to open his heart to the power of God, the call to conversion, to hear and see the presence of Jesus right in his midst. And so we pray that we will not miss that opportunity. That's why we're here. to step away from the things that get in the way of our relationship with God so that we can live in the presence of Jesus. Do we see him? Do we hear him? Do we heed his voice? Can we grow more deeply in learning to be about the things every day that truly matter to God?